Another interview with Paul. We've been asking many drivers today what their feeling is about bump ups in 10th Electric Off-Road. What's your feelings about that, Paul?
I got mixed feelings on it, to be honest. I've been asked this question a couple of times recently, but not so much by actual racers, but by people that are connected with the sport more. It's never been suggested to me at all. It's not been proposed or anything like that, and it's not been talked about in any seriousness, to my knowledge anyway. The first thing to think of is, can the motors and speedos stand the continual running? I'm not sure whether all of them are capable of doing it. Maybe some are, maybe some aren't. You've obviously got your battery charging problem, which has been the main thing that has stopped having bumped up finals in the past, because the old type batteries, you just couldn't get charged in time to do it. Yes, okay, we know that with the LiPo batteries you got huge amount of capacity left after a race, so the chances are it wouldn't take that long to recharge enough to do another race in a short time. So I guess the battery side of it could do it. It's whether the motors and the speedos can cope with it. Heat produced these days on some of these motors and cars, and depending on the track obviously, it's quite a lot. We do have shutdowns. You're all running cooling fans now. You also got to remember that what you might be able to do in this country, could you do it in a hotter climate? So if you can do it in one country but not every country, is it a good idea to use it or try it? I'm not so sure. There is another thing, but it's only my own personal thoughts and nobody else's, is that we spend 4 rounds of qualifying. You've got 4 chances to find out whether you're good enough to be in the A final. If you can't prove yourself as regards what your abilities are in 4 rounds of qualifying, do you deserve to be in a higher final? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
Well, no, I mean, I agree there. And with the advancement of everything as far as our sport goes, a lot of people are saying that maybe it's time to start looking at something. No one's really jumping up and down saying we have to change this, we have to change that. But maybe look at a little bit longer runs, qualifying, bumps ups, maybe something to try at a club meeting or some other thing, just to see if we can get anything maybe just a little bit different to give us more track time.
Yeah, I think we need to start looking at the way we run this section's races, the top end races anyway, because we've been doing the same things now as regards our qualifying and our finals procedures for as long as I can remember. We haven't changed basic formats of any sort whatsoever. All we've done is fine-tune to make the procedures easier to follow and more understandable, and make sure everything is right and controlled correctly, but we've not altered the format in any way. So maybe it's time that we started looking to see, is there something new we can do? Is there something new that can make it a bit more interesting and exciting? It doesn't necessarily have to be bump-up finals, it could be any one of a number of things. But the number of thoughts that come from people suggesting, why don't we do this and why don't we do that, you can count on one hand over the period of about 3 years. So there's not many thoughts coming in.
Well, that's a challenge to all you out there. Get on your favorite forum and let's discuss where this sport can go. Thanks for your time, Paul.
Okay, cheers.